Darn storms chased off all your squirrels, didn't they? They're in hiding. Oh, there's some over there on the playground. No, don't dig in the mud.
Wait, so you're telling me in the future, people just stare at a little box all day, inside and outside?
And in the future, you don't even own the music, you just pay every month to borrow it? Like, if you stop paying, the music just disappears?
Wait, so before people eat, they take a picture of the food and show strangers? And the strangers like and comment on it? So in the future, everyone has their own phone and they use it to type messages instead of call? And if someone calls you without typing it first, it's considered rude? So you're telling me in the future, people just post their diary for everyone to see?
Some people get paid for it.
For their diary? And in the future, a little box just tells you where to go, turn by turn, and people still get lost? If you want food from a restaurant, you just tap the box and a stranger brings it to your door and you pay extra for that and then you rate the stranger? Our moms always say don't talk to strangers. But in the future, everyone just talks to strangers all day on the little box and shows them their house and their kids? So in the future, nobody ever just sits with the quiet, like ever? That sounds really exhausting. In the future, everyone's connected to everything, and people are still lonely? Okay, but do we at least still stay outside until the streetlights come on?
Thanks for clicking on this. How's it going? Hopefully you're having a great day. Not trying to be misleading at all. See how these channels do that stuff? I want to lay something out before I release a couple of videos, so I just clear something up real quick. But indeed, I do have a message from God. But that's a message for me, not for you, right? It's okay for me to share it. But it's not like God came here, said, hey, Lawrence, here's a message for all the people, right? And I'm saying that because a lot of these deceptive channels, though they may think they mean well, use titles like that to get all these clicks, is what it is. But you may notice on my channel, we're hitting pretty hard on religious topics lately. It's not religion I'm talking about, it's Jesus Christ. Right? I do indeed have messages to share. an important message. And we're going to be laying that out in these videos. And of course, we're going to hopefully pretty soon get back to all the other content we also do. But subject matters. But most importantly right now, this is the most important issue. Jesus, right? Let me tell you about Jesus. I, more than anyone I know, I'm kind of like the prodigal son, right? More than anyone I know, I've had every reason not to fall away, not to slip up, and every reason to be proclaiming the glory of God. But, you know, life gets a hold of us. These things, it's how it goes. Only thing is, eventually, when you keep living your life without noticing what God has already done for you, when life throws you some real crappy situations, then you're on your knees begging Him to fix it, wondering where He's at, not taking the time to say, hey, what right do I have to even ask Him for anything? Right? We'll get to that later. I'm just saying, to me, the most important thing I can do ever with my life is to try to lead you to Jesus. And everything else is just secondary, right? And now more than ever, I keep saying that, now more than ever. Indeed, now more than ever. Because you can take a look at everything that's going on and everything is lining up. This is it. First of all, just generally, today could be your last day. This minute could be your last minute. But more than that, we have all these things pointing to all the truth, point to what's going on, and we're refusing to understand what Jesus meant when He said, come out of the world. If you're not real proficient on your Bible, I invite you to read, start. Someone say, where do I start? Where do I start? I'm going to tell you to start with the book of John. And in there you'll, read it and get some understanding about it. And then read Jesus' prayer to the Father for all of us, His people. Right? And as I said, a lot of my videos will be pointing towards that, and it's not to run anyone off, not to proclaim how evil you are. I'm trying to get you to think, but I'm just one of you, right, who's had some experiences that I need to share a little better than I have so far. Basically, what I want to say is, I understand I got people from all walks with all the different variety of interests subscribe to my channel, and I'm not trying to run anyone off. And when we get on to religious subjects, I realize I have people of different denominations subscribed, and I will voice my opinion about almost all these denominations, about certain things they're doing wrong. It's not to tell you to leave your church or to tell you you're going to hell because you're in that church or you're reading the wrong version of the Bible. It's nothing like that. And I just want to make that clear, because I got 2 videos that are about to release. They've been sitting, not published yet, because I want to be clear. I say some stuff, and sometimes the way I come off about it, it's usually fueled by certain conversations I have with people in real life, right? But so it comes off like I'm being all high and mighty and stuff like that. I'm not here to purposely cut down your church, whatever denomination you are. At the end of the day, all the denominations, it's about, do you have Jesus Christ? Every denomination that accepts Jesus Christ is His people. right? Now, there are wrong denominations, wrongful, and you should be aware of that. But we also need to be aware that almost every denomination has different things that they're not actually doing correct. And that's all I'm doing, to try to correct people in their ways. Not just, I'm not trying to condemn people's churches or anything. I want to be clear about that. If I say something about Catholics, I'm not trying to piss Catholics off and run you away or get you to unsubscribe because you didn't like what I said, right? Let's all just take it in properly, right? It's good debates we're having here. I'm just trying to make you think. At the end of the day, it's up to you what you choose, but it doesn't mean that if I know you, right, and you belong to such and such church, and I say some stuff, but you continue in that church, now I don't like you. It's not like that at all, right? Apart from Christian Zionism and Christian nationalism, those two are 100% of the devil, and you need to run from it. But I'm talking about we got let's talk about the basic real ones. Catholic, Orthodox, the Protestant stuff, right? All this, it's all originally derived from, it was just you were a believer in Christ or you weren't. That's how the original church was. And it's up to us to point out to others to say, hey, if we see something that's wrong, all I'm saying, if you don't like what I'm particularly saying, just click out of the video, right? I just want to be clear about that going forward. Maybe I've already said that, but we need to understand there's a big argument about different denominations going on, big arguments going on about different versions of the Bible. Some of them hold weight, and that's true. But at the end of the day, what we need to realize is how we're taking part in that. At the end of the day, is your life right with Christ? When you truly get saved and ask Him to put His Spirit in you, you start to understand these things anyways, right? So, I will from time to time say stuff about, I prefer this version, I recommend this version, right, of the Bible. But I'm not going to sit here and condemn you because you choose this other version, right? It shouldn't turn into a fight, right? Or I go to this church and you're saying this about my church. Look, it doesn't matter if I say it about your church, right? Or your specific version of the Bible. What matters is when to get offended and shut someone out is when they are leading you away from Christ. These are the kinds of things we got going on, but we ignore the people who are stuck in the world, and we're not trying to get them out, right? I can sit here and say, you should go to this church or that church, right? But meanwhile, we have people turning to therapists and everything else to try to get their life right because they're not happy with their life is. But they're refusing to turn to God. They claim, I believe in God. Well, you only believe in God when it's good for you, some of these people, right? Instead, you're turning to state-educated therapists and letting them lead the way. And they're keeping you stuck in the ways of the world and blinded to God, the real way of God, right? The only way to really fix your problems, you ain't going to until you truly have God. And I know people personally that refuse to do it because they're stuck in their sinful ways. They want to be like, you don't judge me, don't judge me. So they go tell all their problems, spill it out to a state-educated therapist. Refuse to see They're afraid to give it to God properly because they don't want to admit what they are doing is wrong. How they are living is wrong. And it's never going to be fixed. And this is what they don't understand. They'll go through this therapist and that therapist, never finding the answers. It's because they don't understand that it's never going to be fixed until you give it to God. But at the end of the day, that's my point. It's my job to try to help you come properly to accept Jesus. And if I happen to say something you don't agree with, by all means, let's have a conversation about it, right? Who knows? Maybe I could be wrong about something and you could lighten my way. Anyways, I just want to drop that out there, let you know what kinds of things is going on with us here. And let us know your thoughts in the comments, or just say hello to whiskey. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep all of his commandments, for that is the whole duty of man. For God will bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. See ya.